I had never gone through anything serious like this, but like I went paralyzed the whole right side of my body, and even partial like temporary facial paralysis. I was now damaged goods, and I got dropped from. I was the biggest catalog selling artist. I ended up having to be dropped by my record label. I remember I was dropped by my agency, and I learned how horrible this business can be when you don't mean anything and you can't deliver.
If you don't have something to give people, they don't need you anymore.
They don't need you, and
it's all very superficial.
You have to be tough to weather this business, and people mistake that my kindness is weakness, and my kindness to me is king, because it's easy to be someone like the British guy I sat next to on the left of me, but it takes love, it takes patience, it takes stick-to-itness and the belief in talent to be able to weather shit like that. And so now when you go into acute pain, as you have experienced, you are now naturally addicted to whatever pain medicine they're giving you. So I had never been on drugs but I had nerve damage and structural damage. Mm-hmm. In order for your nerves to grow back, it's like watching paint dry or grass grow. It's not an easy thing. Mm-hmm. And I went through traveling the world, and there was a brand new thing called stem cell research back then. And I tried to get into trials all over the world. I went to Dusseldorf. I went to China. I was in Japan. I went to Thailand. I was in Canada. You've done it all. I kept getting cut from the front. And each neurosurgeon said, I have these plates that are going to be perfect for you. It never worked. I get fusilli like scar tissue that would wrap around like a fusilli noodle around my spinal cord. It was one failed surgery after another.
Rhizotomies, nerve blocks, nerve blocks,
stellate ganglion blocks.
Right, you've had it all. So have I. Yeah, a lot of. Yep.
So and here I am, in like 92 pounds, taking drugs, having to be on fentanyl patches. The pain was on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being natural childbirth. My normal way of living for almost 17 years was 7.5. And yet I never gave up. I always knew that the most powerful muscle in your body is your brain. If I could divert my brain away from the energy of focusing on pain,
maybe you could heal yourself.
But it was a total uphill.
Oh yeah.
I disappeared for 7 years, a little like 7 years, 3.5 months. That's a long time to be away from the business. However, I had the biggest catalog. So I was the biggest catalog selling artist at the time with my debut album. So, but 7.5 years, people go away and stuff. And I showed up on a brand new show called American Idol.
And it was like yesterday they saw you. Here we are. Oh yeah, it's Paula. And you became.
Well, no, it was touted as going to be the most Velveeta cheesy show that's going to ruin the music industry.
I couldn't stop watching that show. I couldn't stop watching it for years.
We became like the Death Star, like to every other network. If a network dropped 50% in all their ratings, we still were like 100%.
It's funny because when I was doing Smallville, I remember them saying, oh, well, all our other shows, they were kind of tanking, so this is helping us break even. I'm like, what? It was just weird. So American Idol was that show. The only thing I think about is I remember, like, people remember how nasty Simon could be, of course, how sweet and lovable you are, and how laid back and cool Randy was. I just sound like Morgan Freeman, by the way. Morgan Freeman.
Oh, but I
remember the first day I met Andy Dufresne.
That's good. You're good.
But no, so when I look back, I remember going, why? He's so mean. Like, I know he stuck up for you a lot too.
What?
Did he not?
What are you smoking?
I thought I read somewhere where, like, when, I don't know, like, he stuck up with you about the whole thing with the guy, one of the contestants, and he had your back. So he didn't have your back.
Oh my.
I'm wrong.
I guess you were watching a different version.
So you didn't get along with him.
Oh, It was like brother, sister, kind of like.
When you say brother, sister, are you sugarcoating it? Because it was like half brother, half sister. I don't really know you, and I can't stand
half
you.
Satan.
Yeah.
Half Satan. It was probably the most difficult job, challenging job that I ever had in my career.
Every day when you were on your way to work, were you having anxiety and stress because you had to deal with that?
I'll tell you, I started the first season, the first month, going to therapy once a week. When it was going 8 times a week, there was something wrong.